Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Melody, the Rustic Hippie Witch, and today's video is not going to be another Talking Hands video. So I was watching last week, Grey Hunter, and she did a chat / Samhain tag, and it was her and her daughter did 10 questions each. And then at the end of the video, she said, hey, if you want to do a video response to this, do it so I can see it. So that's what I'm going to do today. So yeah, let's get into it. Does everyone say that now? I say it more than I care to admit, but I don't know who originated that intro, but I have like 3 favorite YouTubers that say it now. Okay, so the first question is Halloween your favorite holiday? If not, what holiday is your favorite and why? Halloween is my favorite / co-favorite with Christmas. I love them both equally. I have to say I think Christmas has maybe an edge on Halloween though, for me personally, just because I have kids, and the way that I have built our tradition for Christmas, since we've had kids anyway, has like, it's my favorite. We have specific food that I make every single Christmas morning, for every single Christmas lunch, and for every single Christmas dinner. I do like mix it up a little bit when it comes to the dinner, but only the sides. They're not the stars, so I don't have to do the same thing every time. But I make a really good ham for Christmas, not to toot my own horn, toot toot. But I just love that I've made traditions where before, when I was a kid, we had traditions, and then when my mom and dad separated, we didn't have those traditions anymore because we moved ours away from my dad, or whatever life happened in between. And now that all of my grandparents are dead, like, tradition is really, really important to me. So I'm gonna have to say Christmas, and that's why. Traditions. So, are you dressing up this year? I tend to dress up every year. Last year was a really hard year though, and I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't in like the spirit all the way like I normally am, so I didn't dress up. However, when people would ask me, like, you're not in a costume, people, smart asses like me, are going to say, whoa, what do you dress up as? My answer is always, I'm a witch. I don't have to dress up as anything other than what I am, but I do like to dress as a witch every single year. Even before I realized, okay, I'm a witch, I was dressing as a witch. I've always loved witches. So this year, I will probably be dressing up in my regular garb with a hat on, just because, I represent the community, of course. I got to represent all my witches. So yeah. What are your children, fur babies, going to be this year for Halloween? My 2 oldest kids are both adults, so I have no idea if they're dressing up. I do know that my oldest probably does not go trick-or-treating anymore, but he's the one that's giving me a grandbaby soon. So he will probably be trick-or-treating with his child next year. My second child, which is my second adult child, he already told me that he's going to be trick-or-treating and he doesn't care if he's too old or too tall. I was like, you're never too old to trick-or-treat. Come on. Everybody likes candy. And if they don't, well, maybe, you know, they trick-or-treat with their kids. So there you go. My third child is going to be something from My Hero Academia. And I should really know the name because she's told it to me about 1,000,000 times and I still can't remember the name. So it's some sort of character from My Hero Academia. My youngest is going to be an undead bride / zombie. They are very into anything undead, zombies, anything scary, anything that will scare the crap out of another person. So yeah. Oh, and my fur babies. I actually do dress up my dogs. And I know I'm going to get hate for this. Maybe not now because I don't have that many subscribers. But I'm sure in a few years, if I get a few more, I'm going to get hate for this because my own husband does not like the fact that I dress up my dogs. But it's Halloween. Like, I love dogs in costumes. I love it. I can't help it. I look forward to Jenna Marbles' videos every single year just to see what she's going to dress up her dogs as. And, you know, her funny ones for herself too. But my German Shepherd is probably going to be a witch because that's really the only costume that she can kind of fit, because she's an in-between size, because she's a mixed German Shepherd, but she's short. So she was mixed with something that was smaller. I'm thinking Shiba Inu, because she has the looks of a Shiba Inu, but it could be something else as well. But she's also a tubby. She's tubby. She's a little overweight. She is supposed to lose 11 pounds a couple years ago, and she lost about 6 of them, but she's gained them back. So she's not too overweight, but like medium-sized costumes don't really fit her because they get too tight, and the large ones kind of drag because they're too big for her. So I kind of just find a cute witch costume in a kid's size, and then I fit her in it and be like, okay, cool, we're good. Because then she's more comfortable too. I have done a onesie and cut the bottom out of it for genitalia and tails, so I could do something like that as well. My other dog, Mojo, my German Shepherd's name is Lily, by the way. My Mojo, he is a Chiweenie, so he's small but long. I have dressed him up as a punk rocker, as a witch. I believe there was a pumpkin. Oh no, Santa suit. This year I've been looking for pumpkins, so I'm hoping he's going to be a pumpkin, or jack-o'-lantern, but we'll see. Are you preparing a special feast for Halloween? No. I tend to just order a pizza, call it good, eat some candy, and that's about it. Are you going to perform any rituals for Halloween? Yes, this will be my first year actually doing so. I am going to be putting my Samhain altar together this week so that I can feel better about the ritual I will be doing, because I have anxiety, major anxiety. So when I feel like I'm being, or if I feel like I don't know enough, or I may be putting the wrong thing on there, It stresses me out a little bit, so I'm going to try not to overthink it. And actually, another YouTuber's video, I think it was last week, or the beginning of, or the end of last week maybe, which was Hearth Witch. She actually put a video out talking about, you know, her altar and stuff that she's added to it that isn't necessarily a Samhain thing. So that made me feel a little bit better. So thank you, Hearth. What must-watch horror movie do you recommend for the month of October? All of them. No, not all of them. I love horror movies. I used to love slasher movies and, you know, the gorier, the better movies. I can't do those anymore. But my all-time favorite Halloween movie has always been Halloween. I am a Michael Myers freak, as was my sister. She was the biggest Michael Myers freak I ever knew. She's the biggest Halloween person I've ever known. So it's definitely Halloween. Practical Magic, even though it's not really a Halloween kind of movie. I'm assuming on Halloween that was the end of at the end of the movie. I'm assuming that was Halloween. And oh man, Hocus Pocus, totally love that. Halloween Town, love that. Haven't seen it in years though. I watch Hocus Pocus and Halloween every single year. I think Friday the 13th is a great Halloween movie too, as long as it's like 1 through 3. Wasn't so crazy about all the ones after that, including Freddy vs. Jason, Nightmare on Elm Street. I recommend those movies. Yeah, that's pretty much all the ones I can think of right now, off the top of my head. Anyway, I like a lot, though. Are you decorating this year? Yes, I've had decorations up since August 1st. Have you ever experienced anything creepy on Halloween? On Halloween? No. I don't think on Halloween. Not that I can remember. I do remember... Oh, sorry guys. I'm moving the camera. I do remember... I believe it was close to Halloween though. We had a... this is when my mom and dad were still together, so it was the mid to early 80s. I want to say more 85, 86. There was a burglar or some sort of, home break-in in our neighborhood where I lived. That it was definitely close to Halloween because I remember the old vintage witches and jack-o'-lanterns in the window. I remember those still being up. So it was either right before, sorry guys, I've got to adjust my seats. Ugh. Okay. And I remember my dad saying lock the doors, keep the kids in, and then him and my cousin and my mom, who's crazy, like went out of the door, out of the garage door. So I'm gonna say that one just because it was near Halloween. But yeah, other than that, I've never had anything bad happen or anything weird happen on Halloween to me. So yeah. What is your favorite childhood memory on Halloween? Gosh, I have so many of them that I love. I guess the year that I got to be strawberry shortcake. Actually, no. I will say, okay, childhood, so yeah. Yeah, I'll say my strawberry shortcake costume. The whole vinyl smock frock thing with the masks that had the little elastic or whatever it was, but held in place around your head that you hoped wouldn't give you ear burn. Yeah, I was so stoked for that costume. I also really wanted the Gem and the Holograms costume that year, but my favorite food that year, and yeah, I was one of those weird kids. My favorite food that year was strawberry shortcake, which all played into the whole I love strawberry shortcake thing. I had a couple of stuffed animals that were the strawberry shortcake line, and lots of the little characters that that were like the ponies, like the My Little Ponies, but they were like that, the figurines, I guess. So I'd say that one. What is your all-time favorite Halloween candy? Halloween candy specifically, candy corn. Just because I just love candy corn. Other than that, like candy itself that I get on Halloween, I would have to say Mounds and the dark Milky Ways, the dark chocolate Milky Ways, because those are so yum. Alright, so now which villain's hand do you die by? Jason, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger? Michael Myers. There's only one answer for me. It's Michael Myers. If I was going to die by any of them, I would be honored for him to be the one to take me out. Would you rather sleep over at a haunted house or a haunted castle for one night? I'd say haunted house, because castles don't scare me and they don't give me any kind of creepy vibes, and I'm not really into the castles. I've just never been into castles. So yeah, there was one castle I thought was kind of cool that my mom's boyfriend at the time, when I was 9 or 10, he actually had a company picnic. And my mom can tell you in the comments, or can comment in the comments to remind me what this place was, but he had a company picnic, and it was down the street, or maybe down the road, if it was a little further, from a famous castle that I believe is still there. And I was just like, oh, cool, castle. Whatevs. And my brother was like, oh my god, I want to get out, I want to go investigate it. Not investigate, but he just wanted to get out and look at it, and I was like, no, I'm good, I'll stay in the car. So I would definitely say house, because the mundane is the scariest kind of shit that I've ever seen, just in regular places. I know a lot of people will go to graveyards looking for, EVPs or any photographic evidence, but I am one of those people that I've never, and I love graveyards, but there's just something in me that instinctually thinks that those are bodies. There are hardly any spirits, I would say, because that's not where they're connected to. They tend to be connected to, and maybe I should preface this, or should have prefaced this with, I was a paranormal investigator, not like a professional, but I've investigated some places, and I've had a lot of paranormal things come up throughout my life, and a lot of my family members have too. So houses are inherently way spookier to me, so I would love to spend the night in a, confirmed haunted house. I would love that. Other than my own. Who has the best creepy movie music? Ugh, John Carpenter. Hands down. Everything he does. I mean, I don't know if he's the one that composes the music, but every movie he's ever made, I'm like, that's a legit frickin' background music. Like, that's great. Just nothing scarier to me than the Halloween music. It gives me the chills. It reminds me of not childhood nightmares. But it's awesome. I love it. Which would you like to have as a pet? Dragon, hellhounds, or a ghoul? I don't know. I'm not really into any of that. I would say dragon, I guess. Yeah. I'd say dragon just because it's a little, it's not as foreign to me because of certain things I've grown up watching or my kids loved, or still do love. So yeah. Which is worse, Candyman, Bloody Mary, or La Llorona? I've never seen La Llorona, I don't think. Candyman, I actually just fell asleep watching that the other night. Twice, actually. For 2 nights because I was trying to, oh, let's watch this. Try and, watch the rest of it. Nope, fell asleep again. Bloody Mary, there's a lot of different versions of Bloody Mary. All of them, I would say, are not scary at all, and they need to up their game. They need to up their, jump scare kind of game. Like, I don't know, I just kind of, it takes a lot to scare me. So, I guess I'll say Candyman, because that is more creepy, but it's really hard for me to get scared off of anything, really. I'm just not, you just can't scare me very easily. Except for, well, I shouldn't say that. My husband doesn't even have to try and he scares the crap out of me. But he knows how to do it. Like, it's not a whole jump scare kind of deal either. You have to jump into one horror book. Which one is it and why? That's a good question. Horror book. I'm trying to think of one that I've read that scared me. Oh, this is a really old one. And I know there's a movie to it, but I've never watched it. But it's called Ghost Story. That is legit the only book I've ever read that I had to literally, okay, putting the book down, turning on the light to go and get a drink or, anything. At the time, I believe I even asked my husband to come with me. I was like, come with me down to the kitchen. I need a drink. And it may have been where I lived as well, because at that point we lived in a 2-story colonial house with the really steep stairs that kind of wound down a little bit. No, they weren't the winding stairs, but they were definitely creaky, and it was a very old house. So yeah. I would say Ghost Story. And if you have not read that book, and I think there's a new, what do they call, a reboot book for it, I wouldn't watch that, or I wouldn't read that. I would definitely read I think it was 1972 version, or 1968. It was somewhere in the 60s and 70s. It's a very good book, and yeah, it'll freak you out a little bit while you're reading it. And maybe if you need to go to the kitchen for something. Oh. Yeah, so I would jump into that one, I guess. What's your favorite type of horror movie? Monster, devil, or crazy people? I guess crazy people. If crazy people, by crazy people, like Michael Myers, that kind of stuff scares me way more than any fictional kind of deal ever has. So yeah, I think humans are by far scarier than, you know, our the monsters that, you know, we kind of create. Spend one night running away from Leatherface, Michael Myers, or Jason. Michael Myers, definitely. I don't like Leatherface because I don't like the Texas Chainsaw movies. They've always kind of bored me. And scariest movie you have seen as a child? Halloween. Halloween. I want to say 5, but I think it was 4 actually. It was the very first one that Danielle Harris was in. And if you like horror movies, you probably know who I'm talking about. She is the bomb. I love her. I love her acting. I watch everything she's in. Even the episode with Charmed with Shannon Doherty and Alyssa Milano and Holly Marie Combs. Love that episode. So yeah, that Halloween 4 and 5 actually too, because I remember when 5 was coming out. Sorry, I have to adjust again, y'all. I have fibromyalgia, so it's very hard for me to sit in one sitting position for very long. Otherwise my legs start to really hurt. More than they already do anyway. One horror movie you won't ever watch again. Now, won't ever watch again because it scared me. I mean, I don't think there is one. That would have to be Halloween 4 and 5. But I watch them all the time now because I love them so much. And that's really the only one that ever really spooked me as a kid even. So yeah. So I don't know how to answer that one. Trying to think of something. I think when I spent the night at my Nana's house, there was a show that my sister put on. Oh, was it April Fool's Day? The original. It was either April Fool's Day or one like that, because my sister, like I said, she's the queen of Halloween. Was the queen of Halloween, and she always tried to scare the crap. Oh, that's what it was. What is the name of it? Jerry O'Connell, River Phoenix, Stand By Me. That one. Now, y'all are gonna laugh, or at least my family will laugh when they watch this. But my mom probably remembers this. But Stand By Me, and where they're basically at the end and they find the dead body, or at least they show the dead body. If that is that part, I always have to kind of fast forward, not because that scares me now. It scared me then, though. It scared the crap out of me then, and I freaked out because my sister and her friends were messing with me, of course, as they do. But now I can't watch it just because some things I've seen as an adult. That kind of stuff gets stuck in my head way too easy. And a person with anxiety and PTSD like me, like, I just, nope. So I won't watch that. I will watch the movie sometimes, but if I do watch it, I will always fast forward through that part, or I'll just turn it off and be like, okay, movie's over. So, well, yeah, this was fun. I love doing these tags. So, I invite any of you to do this tag as well, because I'm sure that Grey Hunter would love to see them as well. So that's it for me for now. Have a magical night, and blessed be.